I told you this guy was one of the smartest YouTubers in the world, you might hesitate to believe me. But it's the truth, and it's because he does 4 specific things better than anyone. Stephan makes videos on personal finance. He'll talk about credit cards, investing, how to save money, and any financial related topic. He blew up in 2019 when his YouTube revenue skyrocketed, and it continues to skyrocket today.
In the last 30 days, my channel receives anywhere from 200,000 to 500,000 views per day, and that generally translates into an income of $5,000 to $11,000 per day.
So what are the 4 Stephan secrets? I've spent a month analyzing all his content to find out. The first secret is honest clickbait. This means he has clickbait titles, but always delivers on them. The viewer is left feeling satisfied about their decision to click and watch the video because stayed true to his promise of delivering on the clickbait title. $78 a month for a Tesla sounds way too good to be true, but if you clicked on this video, you'd be pleasantly surprised by him breaking down the costs associated with the car with full transparency.
Cost of $78.39 per month.
By following up on his clickbait title, Graham builds trust in the viewer, making the viewer more likely to click on one of his videos in the future because from the viewer's perspective, Graham now has a track record of delivering on his titles. This is especially important in his niche of finance because it's full of sketchy salesmen. Instead of joining the party, Graham understands that he would stand out more by simply being honest and exposing scammy claims. Or it's not really a calculated decision and he just happens to be a good guy. But the reason it works doesn't depend on whether Graham is a good guy or not. It works because it is a direct, refreshing contrast to his competitors. This is why understanding the psychological state of your target audience is crucial. You have to remove yourself from the situation and look at your audience objectively and get in their shoes. You have to see what they're seeing. In the case of Graham, his audience is exposed to sketchy scammers on a daily basis. So by providing them with an honest alternative, he stands out. I mean, just compare something like this.
How we took a news store to $370+ a day within 2 weeks. Okay, that's a $10,000 per month business built in 2 weeks.
To Graham.
Effectively, I have just scammed the scam artist. Now don't worry guys, I'm not actually going to keep the money. As interesting as this experiment was, if I just walked away now with a profit, I would be stooping down to their level, and by doing that, I'm no better than the original scam artist himself.
This will be different for different niches. You have to think this through for your own niche and figure out what your audience is currently lacking from other content creators, and then formulate a strategy to give it to them yourself. The second Graham secret is leave no stone unturned. The guy is smart, but more importantly, he goes through the effort necessary for delivering world-class content. He leaves no stone unturned. The viewer feels like they are educated by the end of it, and Graham's effort is not overlooked. In this video, he spends an entire day going through a bogus course just to report on what he experienced in a video. In this video, he investigates a scammer and spends the whole day trying to get to the bottom of a scam operation, and actually succeeds. The viewer begins associating Graham with high-effort, high-quality content. Of course, that's exactly what the viewer should be associating with Graham because that's what he's delivering. This is the recipe for repeat viewers. The third Graham secret is constant pattern interruption. His videos maintain attention from viewers because there is never a break in them. The constant pattern interrupts reset attention spans and you end up watching a 15-minute video not realizing its length. Take note of the camera crop, the cuts, and the short intro in this clip.
What's up guys, it's Graham here, and welcome to one of the most unsuspecting, mind-boggling videos I have ever posted here on YouTube. Throughout the entire process,
the viewer has no time to feel bored because a lot of content is being thrown at them. He's very meticulous about this. His second highest viewed video is an interview of a wealthy businessman in a tour of his home. Common logic might be to simply put the tour of the house first, then put the interview. Or you could put the interview first, then the house tour. However, Graham does not follow this train of thought because he knows that might bore the viewers. So he constantly cuts between the two to reset the viewer's attention span every time there is a cut. This approach resulted in 4.5 million views, so Graham's obviously onto something. The fourth and last Graham secret is consistency. This may seem like age-old advice, but Graham posts 3 times a week, religiously. No one knows what exactly the YouTube algorithm consists of, but consistency may be a bigger contributor than most creators think. Random websites like this point to publishing more often as important. A random website would normally mean nothing to me. But pay attention to what Graham says here.
I started taking YouTube a lot more seriously. Same schedule of posting every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday no matter what. And as my audience grew, so did the views.
More and more anecdotal evidence, from myself included, points to consistency playing a valuable role in the algorithm. From YouTube's perspective, it makes sense to reward consistency because it's in YouTube's best interest to reward creators who post regularly, as it incentivizes those creators to make even more content, as opposed to rewarding creators who never post regularly, because then YouTube would have less new content. The takeaway here is this: post regularly. Once that's taken care of, the next evolution is to post as often as you can without sacrificing any quality. Content quality is ultimately king.
I am obsessed with making YouTube videos, but also the YouTube algorithm for me is like this never-ending game of chess. There is very much a strategy to try to figure out what people want to see, which topics people are going to click on, what thumbnail is going to get the most attention, how to title the video in such a way that piques people's curiosity to want to click on it. And then you got to figure out how to keep people entertained the entire time and how long you need to make the video, and all of this is constantly changing.